This episode of BreakFace is brought to you by Alaska Fighting Championship, now available on UFC Fight Pass. Go to alaskafighting.com for details. Arctic Chiropractic. For all your chiropractic needs, visit arcticchiropractic.com. And Capo's Alaskan Beard Oil. No gimmicks, no slogans, just pure Alaskan beard oil.
Oh, my face.
Jimmy Morgan.
That could be a name.
It could be a name.
Yeah.
Like,
Jim Morgan? Oh, God,
not Christopher Reeves.
I just saw the Key and Peele episode where they make fun of like fucking football teams.
Uh-huh.
And they go, you know, they do the name and then their university or whatever.
Yeah, I saw
this
that.
This skit is great. They're like, well, oh, my favorite one. I can't remember right now. God damn it. But they just like, Jamarcus El Quinto III Jr. And
I did see that
just
one.
keep going, dude. It's hilarious.
Okay, don't make fun of me, but Keel and Peele? What?
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele. Right.
Key and Peele.
Yes, Key and Peele. I've just like recently heard about these guys. Is that stupid?
Oh, my shit.
But then once I realized, like, when people, well, that's Key and Peele or whatever, I was like, oh, man, I've been seeing them guys forever.
Yeah, Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele.
Yeah. My favorite one is when he's
in
like,
Living Color. Or
Yeah.
no, Mad. Yeah, in Living Color.
Is
Or
it?
Mad TV.
It was not
Mad
Living
TV.
Color.
It was Mad TV.
But when they're like,
Are they on it?
They were on Mad TV.
No
yeah.
kidding.
Yeah.
when dude was like playing the teacher
long
and he's
time.
pronouncing everybody's name, and he's like, Aaron. Did you see that one? He's
Yeah.
pronouncing their names wrong and they try to correct you. He's like, stop with me. Awesome. Our guest tonight, and this is for these guys on the camera, is Morgan and Jimmy. Boat captain. Are you both boat captains?
Yeah.
That's correct.
That is correct, sir.
That's
That's not a false statement.
All right. That was a great show. We'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Covered a lot of new ground this
right.
week.
So you're both boat captains. You're the captain of what?
The Lady Katie.
See, I knew that one.
The Shearwater.
I know why.
Shearwater?
Shearwater.
Shearwater. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you wait? So that
Oh,
means
Shearwater. Yeah, I watched your videos.
you own your own boats.
Yeah.
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 Huh. I know how he attained his. How did you attain yours? It was at a hand-me-down.
Well, kind of.
I knew it.
Remember what I said about
but
the
I-
mics?
but
Remember
I-
I said about the mics?
Sorry.
Well, we want to hear you. Everybody wants to
Sorry.
hear you.
The world needs to hear you.
You have to tell your story.
Yeah, I grew up fishing on that boat, and my dad kind of upgraded, but
He upgraded you and gave you the crap.
well, yeah.
Here's my leftover crap, Junior.
Not really
Here's a
crap.
pair of hand-me-downs that you don't want to wear.
But no, I mean,
We hemmed him
he
for
didn't,
you.
He didn't give it to me. Like I bought it at fair market value,
Yeah.
and
Well, that's a responsible thing to do.
Yeah.
And
Fair market value, no family discount.
No.
Damn. Look at you. That's honorable.
Yeah.
Because all that shit's going to be yours in the end anyway, right?
Yeah, I've put a lot of money into it. Trust me.
Oh, I believe it. I hear him talk about his.
Yeah, it's
And not very much, if you know what I mean.
BOAT.
Yeah.
Bust out another 1,000.
Right?
so that's common.
I always tell people that your first boat's like your first car. I mean, that your parents didn't buy you. You know, I don't know about you guys, but my first car, I bought
A beat up piece of shit that I could afford.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, the first
But
two
you put
cars I
so
had
much
didn't
money.
run. No, I'm not kidding.
That's about
They didn't.
right.
My dad was like, "Hey, I got you this truck. You're gonna have to fix it up because it doesn't run." I was like,
Oh, thanks, Dad.
"Oh yeah."
That's pretty much how it went.
Yeah.
With the boat.
But I never fixed it up.
Here's a boat. It doesn't run.
Ironically, since I've started fishing on my own, my car is now in that condition.
Actually,
What?
As Chris can attest to.
Yeah, we've been working on the Sexpedition. She need love.
How I get left out of all this fun stuff that you guys do all the time.
If changing cylinder number 4 spark plug is your idea of fun, then
I know there's booze involved, so you just shut your mouth. I know that's fun. Anything's fun when you're drinking.
Well, yeah, but you're trying to get a freaking spark plug out of a truck, and it takes so long you end up having like 2 drinks of your beer because it's buried in the back of this truck, and you can't even enjoy your beer.
You guys aren't working it right. That's the problem.
so you'll appreciate.
I was working it
this.
just fine. He was the one under
Ricky,
the hood.
you know my other profession, and so there's a phrase that you'll very rarely hear me utter, and Chris heard it 3 or 4 times.
What's the phrase?
Fucking engineers.
Oh,
He actually said it. Fucking engineer.
everybody else says it though.
Oh, I know they do, but
yeah.
I try to give all engineers the benefit of the doubt. I
Yeah.
don't know what constraints they're working under, what have you. But
Yeah.
when I was busting my knuckles and working blind,
It was,
the engineers at Ford got an earful from me.
Yeah. You would think a full-size vehicle would have like enough room in the engine bay for you to work.
Not at all.
No. Might as well have been working on a Nissan Sentra. You probably would have had more room
Probably.
for your hands.
Huh.
Jeez.
Well,
Ridiculous.
but the first boat that you bought actually didn't run?
Oh no, it run. It was a joke.
Oh, okay. I heard past that. I was like, what?
Yeah. No, I mean,
I was like, at fair market value. It had holes in it. Didn't run.
You see, it had props and things, but no motor or steering
hull.
wheel.
it was actually pretty rough.
Yeah, or hull.
The first year was pretty rough. Like, I mean, it was beat up. My equipment was beat up, but I mean, we started our first year, 2010, and it was. You couldn't ask for a better year.
So we both made the jump to captain the same
Yeah.
year. Morgan did it with the boat that he owns. I did it with a leased boat and permit. And then the following years when I jumped into my own boat.
Are you guys fishing out of the same area?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're both in Prince William Sound, so just
There's
Prince
no
William
like,
Sound, okay.
good healthy competition.
Oh yeah.
And I don't know if like people watch shows all the time from like Alaska fishing and stuff like that. So I think they get a sense of how brutal it is, but like how does it fare compared to the TV show?
So every area is different.
TV shows aren't real.
And there's a lot of different fisheries. What we're doing is definitely still dangerous. Our net's about a quarter mile long. If someone were to go overboard with the net, halfway through, we got to finish setting it before we can get back around to them.
How long is your net? Just
It's quarter mile.
quarter mile. Okay, you said that, didn't you? Okay.
1,250 feet.
1,250 feet.
Yeah.
So dragnet.
So
Kinda.
it's pretty clean fishery though. We're not dragging it. We got a skiff on one end, big boat on the other, and we just kind of
Okay.
corral the salmon. We don't have much bycatch.
Very little bycatch actually.
Huh. I did set net,
Oh yeah, I've done
and that
before.
sucked.
So
Where at?
seining's a gentleman's fishery. We're not strangling them one at a time.
Yeah.
We don't even really touch them. We just roll them right into the boat. So,
I did notice that. Yeah, you're not actually having to pick them out.
No.
Yeah.
Like when I was fishing,
No.
we're set netting.
That's-
They're in gill nets, and you are literally.
Oh, and you're tearing them up.
Yeah.
Well, you have to like grab the net and you kind of pull it away and you
Yank.
snap them
so
out.
It's a lot of
So you're
carpal
not
tunnel
actually-
in the hands.
You're not actually touching the fish, but you're snapping it out of the
Right.
net. You're,
And for some reason
Yeah.
they get paid more money.
Oh,
Like-
for sure.
dude, we're
it was-
hardcore.
Well,
Used to be.
there's a lot more work involved. Just who repairs your guys' nets?
Where is that? You sent me the
so we
links.
do when we're on the grounds.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Um,
Okay.
And then there's some companies that do it if you want to take it in the off season, or some guys choose to do it themselves as well.
Well,
I
because
do it
those
myself.
those nets get beat up pretty bad even while you're out there. So, I mean, do you guys repair in between?
How much is the net? Sorry, Cooney's asking a question over there.
Audience participation.
Yeah.
Sorry, coon ass. What Cooney?
Brand new net. If you're going for full like everything, brand new net could cost anywhere between $60,000 and $120,000.
Would you 60? So $6,000.
$60,000 to
$60,000
Yeah,
for a net.
a brand new one. If you're going full like top to bottom, yeah.
But you're talking about the lead line and
Yeah. The web, the lead line, the cork line,
the
everything.
entire.
How much did you
and
say?
I said 60,000 to 120.
Yeah.
If you want like a Kevlar
yeah,
web,
if you go with a
you know,
Spectre Seine.
Spectre,
Well, for that length too. I don't think we ever fished with anything that long for set net.
No, set net's usually
We're pretty
a
short.
few
Oh, yeah,
nets
they're
at,
not-
like
yeah.
75 fathoms or something.
Yeah, so I can
Yeah,
understand
they're not
that.
very long
But
at
we
all.
those fish would tear our nets up, and so whenever it was like when you could, they would tell you when you're fishing when it's okay to fish. What do they call that?
You're
You're
opening-
open.
Announcements.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're open.
And as soon as it shut down, it was drag the nets. We bring the nets in, we hang them up, and we start sitting there mending them. One
Yep.
thing at a time. Oh man, you guys do that on the
You
boat?
guys must have some shitty
Yeah.
nets every day or every
Closure.
opening you had to.
Do you stay out there?
Yeah. So when
You stay out there when you're closed?
Yeah. If we're back,
Yeah.
if we're back in town, it's because we've got an extended shutdown, or we're broken down, have to come to town for parts. So
Yeah.
we don't like being home in the summer.
Right.
So yeah, we stay on the boat. We've got bunks for everybody. We've got a full galley.
It's like a motor home on the water.
That's pretty
That's
rad.
Just
motor
it's
on the
smaller.
water.
Yeah, that's what I.
Smaller
tell
and it
people.
smells worse.
And you have
Yeah.
scopolamine patches.
Yes. How big's your sleeping quarters?
I need those. Ugh, I'm terrible.
So both of us have top houses up on our boat, wheelhouses. So we got our own space away from the crew. Some guys have that, some guys don't.
Oh, you guys only have to sleep with the bastards you guys are going with.
No.
The stinky.
So
Yeah,
how are the
they
bunks?
start
How are the
smelling
bunks
it.
broken down then? How are your guys sleeping?
So there's typically 4 bunks up in the bow of these boats, and they play footsie all summer.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
it's
So they're
it's
like,
bunk beds.
Hey,
basically.
All right. If
They're
I'm
nuts
going
up-
out
it's-
with you, I'm sleeping on your floor. I ain't playing footsie with nobody.
It's not gay if you're underway, right?
okay.
Apparently not. We didn't. I've never heard that before. So
You've never heard that? I've heard it,
Hey, Chris, you
but
wanna go
never
fishing?
practiced it.
Yeah,
I
me
absolutely
neither.
do.
I know what happens on his boat, but
We'll know who the captain is, sweetie.
Hey, sailor. Ooh.
Navy.
I knew I was going to see semen, but jeez. But jizz.
Oh, the jizz.
Oh, jizz.
Jesus Christ.
Jizz. So,
I'm going straight to some rainbow-colored hell. I know it.
did you hear about that dude?
Can you light me on fire, please?
Did you hear about that dude that he raped a kid and
That's the most interesting
Why
segue
are you
I've ever
always
heard.
so
the reason why
real?
because you went to gay and all that. Anyways, it turned around where he in turn got raped by like 15 dudes in jail.
Oh,
And
I
like
think that's
why
standard
you-
operating
and
procedure.
no, but
yeah,
but
right?
the problem is that
Karma.
they're not supposed to be put in with like the public. Like normally, people who do
Child
sexual
rapists.
crimes
yeah,
and stuff like that, they get put in like some kind of segregated.
Okay, why would we protect
They
people
accidentally-
that have
Hey,
done one of
I
the
think
most
they-
heinous
yeah.
crimes on the planet?
I think they should be
I think
placed
they-
in general
Raping a
population.
child is
too.
pretty bad. Oh, well, let's keep him in his own special
No,
little
no,
cell
no.
because
Yeah,
he's
no.
a child rapist. Yay. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
I really think they
General
just need
Pop.
I think you,
Gen
yeah.
Pop.
they need to take the whole tackle box. Boom.
The
Balls and
And
shaft.
they need to take the whole tackle box and let him get raped by 15 dudes.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
in the new hole.
In whatever.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Wow, you just went there.
That
I just
actually-
went- that's
I thought it was that kind of podcast.
they don't.
It
rip-
is. Well, no. Yeah,
Well, if you,
anyway.
if you cut it off, there's going to be some avenue.
Well, you think they would stitch it. I mean, they're just going to whack it off and throw him.
Well, there's.
In you go.
good luck.
I'm pretty sure they sew stuff up and then they have a little thing to where you can pee out of.
There'd be like some sort of
Well,
So you'd be a eunuch.
artificial urethra.
You'd be a eunuch.
Oh,
maybe they
he'd be
sew
more
that
than
up
a
little
eunuch.
bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah, if you take his balls and his you're.
yeah.
that's a eunuch.
Wow.
I thought a
think
eunuch was
eunuch's
just castration.
yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, castration
or they. It's one or the other.
yeah.
But see,
the
you would
penis
have to
is
take the
gone.
balls too because the balls is where the testosterone comes from. You
So
want to
he
get. You
can
want to
be all
stuff
hulky,
up low.
man.
So
He's
the
like,
ultimate
I'm a
punishment.
fucking man. Ow. Ah, God.
You could.
Keep the balls. Now you got a deep voice and some hair.
Take
Whatever, dude.
take the twig.
You're a
leave the
child
berries.
rapist. Who gives a shit what you have?
Yeah, I agree.
Cup the balls.
All of it. Like he said the first time.
No, he
Take it
said
all.
cup.
Cup.
Oh, cup.
Cup the balls.
Cup.
Yeah, cup the balls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look, I got a cup of
Well,
nuts.
now we're talking my kind of prison.
This is the type of podcast it is. Okay, a little bit cleaner than what you were doing. I'm just saying. There's a line.
I'll rein it in.
JK, LOL.
Don't do
we-
that. Not on.
I do it on purpose.
Not
I
on
do
air,
it.
though.
I do it on purpose to my kids, and they laugh so hard. They think it's the funniest thing in the world.
JK.
Yeah,
LOL.
I do because I do it ridiculous like that.
RFLMAO.
Yeah, RFLMAO.
I don't even know what I just said.
I did-
RFLMAO.
I didn't mean to
Rolling,
get off of the-
fucking laughing motherfucker.
Rolling
ass
on floor,
Open.
roll on floor laughing.
Open.
It doesn't. It's stupid. I hate all that stuff.
Raffles for breakfast.
Raffles.
Raffles.
I didn't mean to take away from the sleeping quarter arrangement that we were
Yeah,
talking
that
about.
Well,
on
I
the
think-
phone.
I think we've got it all arranged now, so
It
that's
ran
good.
its course.
It's a. You're just
It
peeking
went-
it
Went from sleeping to
I'm peeking it?
raping.
from sleeping arrangements. Well, we can get off we can get off the gay subject. My bad.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it wasn't my bad. I'm not the one that brought it up. He did.
Sort of.
No,
In a-
he did
in a
totally.
No, I
roundabout.
said it's not gay.
Oh, that's
if you're underway.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You just heard the word gay and you're like,
and I just rolled with it.
You went there.
What?
here we go. Roll the dice.
So you sleep.
Catching your own. Nice.
Wait, so you sleep upstairs with your first mate? Is that what you said?
No.
By
with-
himself.
With myself.
Oh, with yourself.
Yeah.
So do you have a shower and all that stuff upstairs too?
First mate.
His
So,
first.
yeah.
His first mate.
My first mate makes all the decisions.
Oh, Jesus
Turn
Christ.
right.
So, in rough seas, do you even have to really do anything? You just hold it?
those are the best wheel watches.
Do you actually get out on there and help
You're
them?
Dutch ruddering yourself.
You can't, right?
As far as the actual fishing goes.
Well, yeah, because you have to
It's a
actually
Prince William rudder.
you have to actually direct the boat, and then somebody else on the other side has to direct
shit.
the boat. So you're not
Yeah, so-
you're not actually doing any physical labor until you guys.
Oh,
So
no,
once-
we're actually doing stuff.
once
We're
we-
working the deck.
Once we close the net up, then we go back there and we run the hydraulics and
Yeah.
make sure the net's coming up the way it needs to.
And how many people does that take?
So you've got 2 guys on deck, 1 guy in the skiff, and then El Capitan.
One guy in the skiff.
Yeah.
Was it just like
I
one of those
have
little
a-
aluminum like
There's
12?
aluminum, fiberglass, typically
18.
16s on the small end, 18 to 20s.
I said 12.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate the ocean.
Couldn't you
Yeah,
watch
you don't
how
like
much
water,
again?
right?
So there is one boat that's out there where we fish that doesn't have a skiff that uses a gill netter, like a bow picker, which is
yeah.
for another type of fishery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an interesting operation.
Very interesting.
That sounds interesting.
So what do they do?
So it's just it's a different boat. It's a bigger boat than we normally use.
And then you put the net between those and just sit.
Yeah, I mean, one boat will be on the beach, and then when we close up,
I think you need to before you go into that, you need to explain how seining even works. It's really difficult to
I have a video
explain. Yeah.
that's actually his, so we can play as much of it as
really?
we want.
Yeah,
we
you
just-
got one?
We don't have it piped in, but if you want to post it.
Yeah.
So Morgan's video would actually probably be better just to show how we do it. This is just all uncut footage on this video, so we'll have to
gotcha.
skip forward.
That's
But there is a
nice
portion
one.
of the video where we do a set from start to finish at about the
that's
maybe
that's
5
what I
minute
have.
mark.
5 minute.
I'm
Dude.
guessing.
What is that? 50?
Oh yeah.
There's
was
Lady
that?
Katie. Hot.
Oh, okay. This is what blows me away. This isn't even that bad. I've seen a video
Oh, this
where
is
you guys start a run and there's I can't
Rodeo.
remember what it
Yeah,
is, but
so-
there's like 30 boats and they're not hitting each other, but they're making these
Yeah,
crazy.
This
Yeah.
is at so the starting bell right at the 6 o'clock opener. This is up in Valdez. All the fish are in one area. Everybody's fighting for the same fish.
They call them rodeos.
And
So yeah, look at all of these different.
Oh my God.
got some black smoke coming out there.
Yeah. Those are a lot of fun.
Black smoke.
Are the rodeos?
They're
Whose boat is
nerve-wracking.
whose
The rodeo.
boat is this being filmed from?
So this is my boat. I've got the GoPro in the front window of the wheelhouse looking out. So this is what you're seeing as I'm navigating the boat.
His video, Morgan's video, is pretty good too. It's even got like theme music and stuff.
Yeah, mine's
this
from
one's-
start to finish of an actual set.
This one's called Insane AK Uncut Unedited Raw Footage.
Yeah, this
That's
is
the name of the video.
Yeah.
You
That's
need to
it,
change that, like to have something about fishing or something in there.
I was trying to get some hits with the uncut raw.
You're gonna get a bunch of 12-year-old perverts on it.
Yeah.
This isn't uncut or raw.
This looks nothing like me.
Yeah. So all the fishing videos, and there's only a couple of them are under insane.ak on
Oh,
this
okay.
particular.
Yeah,
hosting
it's
site.
it's all about the search words.
What have you been searching? Look at that potty over there on the right.
The
On the
what?
left. The potty on the left.
Yeah.
Over here,
Yeah, what is that?
17 everything
you've been
everyday
doing
things
wrong.
you've been doing wrong.
Oh, I looked that up yesterday. I'm sorry. My bad.
I pee like that sometimes when I'm drunk and I can't figure shit out. Actually, no, that's in the morning. That's what that is. That's morning wood.
That's morning wood, yeah.
So instead of shooting it all over everything, I just
I just do a handstand backwards on it.
I take the power stance.
what's the
Oh,
power
the-
stand? Like a sumo.
So the feet are like double shoulder width apart, and the butt's way out, and you just got to wrestle it into submission.
From the front, like the front of the toilet, or are
Yeah.
you backed up to the
No,
toilet?
it's front of the
You're
toilet.
front of the
Oh
toilet.
yeah.
Dude, that's
I'm
so
do-
bad for your urethra.
I'm-
wrestling it down. I've done that. You're wrestling it down. You're like, fuck.
And he
I'm-
knows he's
I'm-
in medical.
I'm doing it my way.
I've said urethra twice, 3 times this episode now. I've never said urethra on here before.
You did it your way.
Oh, here's some
It's
weird.
not Burger King, dude.
When I take a piss,
All right,
it is.
It-
this is interesting to me.
It's my
If you
meat
can see
sandwich.
on the screen behind us, or me, whatever.
Now, whose boat is that?
This is
That's mine.
Yeah, this is Jimmy's
Yeah,
boat.
that's Jimmy's.
This is this crazy. Oh, where'd it go?
Oh, that's where
Yeah,
you're
go back
pulling
one.
the nets through.
Hold on, can I go back to this though? This crazy crane thing. They park the boats in a parking lot and they pick them up with this.
Oh, so you don't wet dock? Or
No, in the wintertime, you dry dock.
that's
it.
from the winter.
So
Okay.
yeah, we were coming
And
out
so
of winter
this-
store.
Okay.
Yeah.
He
Right.
actually you posted a couple live videos at the beginning of the summer when they were taking the Lady Kate and putting it in the water. But they're pretty cool. So have to check out his Facebook page. We're gonna put your Facebook page on here. You're
That's
tagged
fine.
now.
Nice.
That's pretty. Oh, look, you're
Yeah,
down
there
in
you
there with
go.
all them fishes. That's right before you're pulling in, or what?
Yep, that's when we got the net down to the last little part right before we bring
And you
it
see how
aboard.
they're not like snagged in the net. They're
Right,
actually,
right.
it's like bag
Yeah.
fishing.
Yeah, it's like Jesus.
Yeah. Well, like at the end
Throw
of
your net on the other side.
at the end of my video, you can see like how we pull them on board. And
All right, so where is your video? What are we looking up at?
okay, if you go, I don't know if you can find it underneath YouTube. I know you can find it on my Facebook webpage. So if you go search me, I have
Me.
actually
Not literally me.
M.E.
Morgan Williams.
Morgan.
Search me. Morgan.
Morgan Freeman's going to be the first.
Yeah, exactly. Morgan Freeman.
Williams.
And we took the net and wrapped it around the fish. What's the last name?
Oh, Williams.
We should get him to,
Morgan
narrate
Williams.
one of our.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
This one?
That'd be boring as
Yeah.
hell. And there goes the boat. And here comes the
And then I
fish.
should have
I won't call you a white man if you don't call me a black man.
actually if I
Jimmy lost that day to the other sailors. I wish I could
Jimmy
say.
was tired from a day of net pulling.
I wish I could say Jimmy fought the good fight and won.
Huh?
You can't say that into the mic.
F
Well, I was trying to
slash
expedite
V
the process.
Shearwater.
Oh.
That's okay. Where am I putting that?
In the search bar.
Yeah, I
Okay.
guess I thought you can find it on
So-
my page. I don't know.
So on a good catch for like one loop in the net, whatever you call that,
Yeah, it's that
One
top
set.
one there.
one set.
Yep.
What's a good catch?
And then that's
I mean, like what's
Everyone's got their own
Go
standards.
down a little bit there.
If we're having to split the
no
bag,
videos.
if we
No, no,
can't,
no.
if we can't bring it on in
It's
one
on-
bag, we're happy with it.
hold on.
If we're filling the boat in one set,
So go down a
that's
little bit.
that's a really good set.
More.
So that'd be
that,
you know
right there.
30,000 pounds, 50,000 pounds.
Yeah, this is the one I watched.
Yeah. That,
what's a count on 30 pounds?
30,000 pounds.
30,000 pounds.
That'd be about 10,000 fish.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about.
What does this mean? Can I have a beer,
I don't know. It
please?
looks like you're. Yeah, right there.
I love you. Oh, shit.
Jeez.
Let me-
You got glasses on? What are you gonna cut me?
What? Hey.
I can't see you. Did you
Boy,
finally
boy,
get the
thank
video?
you.
Did you get the video?
I think
Yeah,
we
yeah.
did. Yeah.
All
So
right.
it's-
On set.
And you guys are out as long as like. So if there was no breaks, is there always a break? Like a long.
There's music to it too.
Is there-
Shearwater crew,
oh, that's through there.
hoo-ah.
So this year the skiff's getting cut loose.
not sure how long we can actually play
Yeah.
the music.
Is this on YouTube?
Mm-hmm. This
Yeah.
is on YouTube.
Well, yeah, I think it is. I'm not sure. They might have cut it off because of the music.
Which they might cut ours off to.
I don't think they did. I watched it the other day, and I think it's the whole song.
until somebody watches it and complains.
What's kind of interesting is that's my dad right there that I'm about to run over.
And so that shot's from Morgan up in the crow's nest, which is a little tower way up on the boat, so you can see the fish down the water. So a lot of guys will run their boats from up there.
That way they can see.
Yeah, they can see the fish.
You have a
right
whole new
back
set
up.
of controls up there.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I watched this before. Watch that. I believe it's the left hand. But that hand is like, looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's doing some DJ mix shit.
Do you guys have like speakers out with music playing while you're fishing?
Some boats do.
Sometimes, yeah.
Why not? Why wouldn't you? You guys got
I
beers
was
out
like-
there?
So
No, you don't.
So you're pointing. Are you looking at? Are you seeing
No,
fish?
there was yeah, I could see a fish. They were jumping, but he didn't-
there's
he
the
didn't open it
Morgan
up.
skiff coming up there for the handoff.
Oh,
So he
look
just
at that.
closed up.
So he's
his O.
closing up the other end. There.
So,
So
people that are not watching but just hearing,
So the guys that have those
go to YouTube.
plunge poles, those long aluminum poles there with tufts on the end, they're scaring the fish back into the net as they're trying to swim out.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, for the listeners that can't actually see the video, get on Facebook and check out the video. But yeah, they're basically one
Yeah,
boat going
it's-
one way, one boat going the other way, long net in the middle, and they're making a bag and they're bringing it together, and then they're gonna start reeling
You
it.
see
in.
him pulling up that line right there? That's a line that's on the bottom that closes.
Oh, yeah. It's,
It closes
So
the
it's
bottom.
up-
yeah, so that way you just can't
So
escape from
it's
the
a
bottom.
purse line. So that's
Yeah.
why we're called purse seiners. If you think of an upside down Crown Royal bag,
Yep.
pull the
Yep.
drawstring together.
Yep. And then you got them all bagged in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. That seems like
So I
a
watched
lot,
it-
a lot
what-
more exciting, and it seems like so you get less pounds.
What is dude that's
Or
like
less
spearing
price?
the water? What is
That's
that?
me
So
actually.
we're ca-
It's,
we're
Oh, is that you?
Yeah, that's what it's called plunging.
Yeah, it's okay.
And
This happens a lot. People just ran over your
Sorry.
shit.
Sorry
Well,
about
You
that.
guys started your own cross conversation.
Yeah, my bad.
The one
what
that
it
matters
does
is going on right
it's-
here.
Yeah, what it does is it's like a cup, and you shove water or air into the water, and like it's bubbles, and it scares the fish because I'm not closed up all the way right there,
Oh,
so
gotcha.
fish can go underneath my
So I
boat.
know
And it
that.
scares the fish.
Okay.
away.
Titty's not listening to me.
So
because
it's just the
I
air.
explained
It's just
that
the air in the bottom of the
30
cup.
seconds
Did
ago.
you? Is that what you were saying
Yeah.
too? Okay.
Yeah, the long aluminum poles.
We asked the
Well,
same.
yeah, yeah.
Well, no, but one thing he did, the cup on the end. I don't think you explained that one.
That's-
So
that's
you're
fair.
just trapping air in the cup and then shaking it or something.
No, just shoving it into the water, and it just basically
So-
it's bubbles in the water. And
Okay.
it scares
Think,
the
think
fish
of a
away.
toilet plunger,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
I
you're
know
just
that. Yeah.
pushing that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what one of those
Yeah.
are. I use it often. But you said something about like is it the price of fish that you get paid or the price?
So
Yeah.
we're
Instead of
catching a
setting that?
salmon that's it's a lower price fish, so we catch a larger volume of it.
Well, what's the difference? Is it pinks?
Yeah.
We're catching pinks.
Yeah, we're-
Okay,
pinks.
that's why you guys suck. We went after yeah, but that's because that's where they hang out, right?
By
I mean,
hanging out-
pinks instead of reds. I mean, how come you're not catching a bunch of reds? It's not.
So the way the management plan's written, it's the gill netters get the reds. It's a different type of fishery. So
Is it a
it's-
different season?
No, they're.
I mean, what do you do?
They're
Picking
catching
out
at the same
reds and
time.
going, oh, I
No,
can't
so-
have
Oh
that.
no, we'll catch them.
So
that's
our
it's
license.
wrong area.
Oh,
Yeah, it's-
but that's what I was asking in the first place. Is it a specific spot that you're in where
Yeah.
you're catching strictly pinks?
Yes.
Not strictly. We do get reds. We
Well,
get
it's-
silvers, chums. Our license is good for all 5 species of salmon.
Uh-huh.
But the way the management plan is written is that we can't target them, but we can keep them if we catch them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, if you talk to anybody down in the States that says, oh, I love salmon. Check this salmon out. I got a bunch of pink salmon. You're like, pink salmon? That's trash. And they don't understand.
we're-
Down
It's
there,
still
they-
edible.
Alaskan,
It is edible.
Yeah.
Makes
And-
really
and-
good smoked fish.
We're snobs,
But
actually.
we are.
We are.
We are.
We are. Reds.
I actually ate a couple pinks this year. My guys wanted to try them, and they're not bad.
I'm
there
not
you go.
saying it's bad.
People,
what I'm saying
people
is
in Alaska,
There's the money shot
Oh,
right
Oh
there.
yeah, you really move out.
You gotta get the money
there we
shot.
go.
I gotta look.
That's a little salmon cream pie for
Oh yeah.
See, when I was fishing, it wasn't like
gets
that.
you.
Oh, that looks
We-
so
that-
much
see,
easier.
that's
Oh my
set-
god, right?
No wonder why you
That-
guys do what you
that
do.
set was about 10,000 pounds, 12,000 pounds.
That's a good set.
yeah. That's a very good.
I'll
set.
swing on that all day
Yeah.
long.
If you're by yourself, you can do, depending how fast you are, you can do about, what would you say, 15 to 20 sets a day?
Depending on your equipment and
Yeah.
if you got a tender nearby, it's a 14-hour opener. Yeah, 15.
15
Huh.
to 20 sets, yeah.
I mean, some of the big boats with the fast hydraulics
Oh,
and
yeah,
the big
dude.
holds,
Dishes are done.
they're
dude.
doing
Yeah.
22 sets a day in a 15-hour opener.
That's ridiculous.
Um,
What do you
us-
yield in
us-
a? What do
that's
you
crazy.
Small
yield?
boats can't
Yeah,
compete
no.
with that.
What do you yield in a season?
You know,
Approximately. I know it's up and down
yeah, it
because
changes
it is
year to
really
year.
difficult.
it does
Yeah.
for sure. But
So
like,
the goal every season is 1 million pounds, I'd say, for a boat my size. I mean, if you're nailing 1 million pounds,
quick,
you're
a
happy.
million at what was the price for a pink? What 95 cents or something like that?
No.
Oh my
The
God.
price has been down the last few years.
I wish.
Wait, really? You wish?
Yeah.
What
Like,
was that?
last year was 20 cents a pound.
20
Oh
cents a
my
pound,
god,
yeah.
that's so low.
So
But you got to think about that. I mean, we catch 1 million pounds at 20 cents. I mean, that's 200 grand. That's a lot of money. I mean,
Yeah, but
so it's not like
then you're
don't want your
you're
dad to
splitting percentages too with crew. Then you got
oh yeah
stuff
I
that
mean,
you're
you gotta-
spending on boat maintenance and storage. So is it really? I mean, it pays for itself, for at least for the captain. Like when I was fishing, like literally, I can't remember. It was like 1% is what I got.
Oh wow.
I mean, the prices were really good that year, and I came back with $3,000, but that was working like 4 months. You know what I
Whoa.
mean? Yeah. I mean, I was a kid
Well,
too. I was 16 years old,
Yeah.
so it wasn't $3,000. I was like, yeah, I'm rich. You know what I mean? Then I was broke like 2 days later.
Yeah.
that'll happen.
That's how it goes.
Yeah, but
No, I mean it's
Some things never change amongst
we-
fishermen.
Yeah.
yeah,
We get paid less than, like gill netters and stuff, but we catch more in volume, and that
Right.
that makes up for it. Like a few years ago we got like 42 or 45 with the retro, it was around 45 cents a pound.
wow, that
And
was,
it was a massive year. I mean, there were guys that catching 1 million, 2 million pounds. I mean, at 45.
Wow.
I mean,
that's amazing.
yeah, there's guys like the really good guys out there that gross. I mean, I don't like to talk money too much, but grossed $1 million.
Yeah,
Dollars. You
Yeah.
know? And those guys been doing it for like 35, 40 years. They got nice equipment and stuff. It's the stuff that we want to have.
Well, and it's all
and what like
Morgan and I
I'm
are
gonna
titty
get
and
in 5
poypoy, and
year,
we're
I don't
going
know
against
about
Joe
it.
Rogan.
it's all
Yeah.
all due time, right? All in
So
due
to
time.
put it in terms
That-
you guys
We
can
do.
understand.
that all makes sense.
And what we say all the time is it's time is where it's at.
It's
Yeah,
that's
any,
it.
it's like any business. It takes time to figure out your niche, figure out what
Pay it
where your
off.
spots are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, we
get
know
your
our
expenses
niche.
under
One of
control.
our niches is not having sailors on, because this is brutal. No, I'm just joking. Look at
Hey, we're leaving
We're
that up
not
to you guys.
We're not sailors, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
no, they're sailors with fish. They smell like
I'm-
fishy
I'm
sailors.
questioning-
Aye, aye,
We're not
Captain.
sailors.
Super.
I'm questioning your choice of guess.
Yeah.
They're pretty rad.
They like,
Some of them.
They like powdered soap.
I'm just joking. Totally. I respect it. Do you guys have Wi-Fi out there?
No.
It depends on where we're at.
See, that's one thing that.
Well,
I
it's
think
satellite
it's-
communication,
Wi-Fi.
though, right?
Well, you have a sat phone,
phones,
but that's
a little bit of.
Yeah, and satellite text.
Some places I can get 4G on my phone.
Yeah, that's.
Do you guys
Man.
have InReach?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's the.
So you guys
that's-
are at.
It's amazing.
I mean, you guys are pretty safe. You guys know. You guys have communication with the
Oh
outside.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
how far away from land are you generally?
Well, I mean, you can see in the video where
That's not very far out.
We actually
Prince William
fish
Sound. There's islands everywhere. Where
seining like you fish right off of a point, because that's usually the most amount of the fish like they follow the shoreline.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually not out in the open, and so you
Set
use
netters. Woo.
yeah
What?
yeah exactly. You set it right there on off the beach, and you're good to go. So
yeah, it pays to look around offshore sometimes. I've had some good days doing
I've
tow
done
alls.
that in the open before. It's crazy.
But typically the fish hit the shore and they follow it. So
Huh.
yeah.
Because they're ultimately trying to get to some river or tributary to go.
trying to do what
Yeah.
all of us want to do.
Get up in there.
Yeah.
You guys got fish finders?
Yeah.
Does that work? Actually work?
Mine's old, so I don't know how well it works. But
Well, I've been out. I've been out there.
Sonar's the best thing.
Yeah,
like,
it's
Sonar.
turned me on a
Mine's
couple
in.
times.
but Sonar's like $10,000. Like you want to get a good system, it's like $10,000 to.
Yeah. And so that's where the time comes in where you're upgrading. It's almost like a video game. When you get a video game, it takes forever to upgrade.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like, oh man, I gotta wait 2 years. So I can afford to get this sonar
Oh,
thing.
that's-
Yeah, and you
that's
don't play the
literally what it
game
is.
very much, so there's
Yeah.
like all
I-
these kids that are, have
I end up giving up.
prestige 17
Yep.
fucking
I give up.
times.
I couldn't fish. I couldn't own my own boat.
Ugh.
I'd be like, God, this is taking too long. Screw this job. Drill holes in it.
I would honestly give it a shot. I cannot.
friction fires how some boats go down between the
The dudes in there, the gay dudes, the friction fire.
Like,
Get it?
just
It's between the
Pole smoking?
insurance paperwork and the boat.
Oh,
warranty.
yeah. I get you.
friction
Yeah,
fire.
friction, yeah.
I
Does that
get
happen?
it. I
No.
get it.
I've had a fire in my boat.
Huh. Well, I mean, that's not what I meant. He's like, you're like, I've had a fraud fire in my phone.
Next on tittie.n.poypoy, tummy sticks gone bad.
It didn't work out well because I'm still in the same boat I had before.
So I would actually give commercial
Talking about
fishing
fire.
a shot again or something like that because I can't stand sport fishing. Ever since I commercial fished as a kid, I cannot just fish.
Catch
Can you
one at a
guys
time.
actually
That's
do
what
that now?
That's
Is that something you enjoy
that's what
still?
I tell a lot of people. They're like, I can't believe you don't sport fish. And halibut's not bad because I like
different.
to catch it and eat it. I mean that's the
Well, I mean, you
best
can
part
catch and
about
eat a
it, but-
salmon too, but most
it's
likely you're going to
boring.
get a halibut.
I like to get out ice fishing in the winter because it
not
satisfies
bad, yeah.
that urge to fish when I can't.
I don't
do
have
it.
that. I lost it.
It's cold outside, though.
Hey, if you got
I lost my urge to
nice
fish. It's
ends.
cold. I lost my penis.
Yeah.
Ah,
hey, but if you
there's
put
no win here.
if you put up a pop up shelter and you've got a heater going in there,
Yeah.
it's 75 degrees.
So it's a
You're-
small house.
It's a small house that you're
Yeah,
drinking
you
beer in
roast
while
beers
you're
and-
catching
yeah.
fish.
My father-in-law had one of those.
Can we just drill a hole in my garage floor and put some water in it? We'll just drink
Do you have a
beer here.
drain? Let's pop
just,
off your drain.
There you go.
See what we can catch.
He would
throw a
just
goldfish in there
he'd
for you.
strap it onto the end of his four-wheeler and drive out onto the lake and put it out there and bonk and put it over and he out there drinking and smoking and fishing.
Do you go with them or?
He's dead.
Oh my bad.
Yeah. Sorry, Crystal. Chris didn't know.
Heavy conversations.
With titty,
Titty
and
and
poi poi.
Awkward moments
Yeah.
with just titty. Wow. Anyway,
So the end of season recap. Are we going to include that when you guys do the final edit?
There is nothing that is removed from here.
we don't edit it.
No, I mean
Edit.
like the.
Oh, like if he does a
Are you
promo.
guys going to do a best of like?
You know what? I thought about that, but that includes work. I'm the laziest person. I'm the laziest editor ever. I will.
And he now
someday.
officially has all the videos from episode 26 on. I don't have any of the videos, so I can't like mash something together for him while he's taking a nap, because he does all the
So
video
it's-
editing,
it's
and
all
I
on
don't even know how
Poi
to
Poi.
do it really.
It's all on you to do that.
No.
Yeah, but
No,
he can be there and like be like, oh, throw that in, whatever. But I don't know.
he's got the computer to run it too. Honestly, my computer right there, that one that's recording our audio. I just reset that fucker.
We
like
might actually lose audio.
2 or 3 weeks ago. No, we are no.
Episode 33, the purely visual experience.
Yeah.
No, we've had those.
We have, and actually, the majority of them is because either him or I forget to. Well, I forget to turn on my camera,
Or
and
my
then-
camera
his-
runs out of memory.
Yeah, and we're just like, oh,
There was the one episode, I think the only camera that kept working was the middle one. And you
yeah.
were just putting a picture of me going, and of you going. And it was just like whenever we were talking, you just
I saw that
you'd
one.
throw the picture up. Or
and I didn't do that for the last time your
Good,
camera
though.
cut
That's
off
clever.
because I don't know. I'm not putting that much effort into it anymore.
like, yeah, you would leave it on the
Done.
front camera and you'd hear me talking in my arm.
Every once in a while it would
just
pop
kinda come up in there. Like, that's why I do this. Just
I'm a part of the show.
I'm here too.
Yeah,
that's
I'm-
what you should have done. Was drew a little hand puppet and hey, I'm talking over here.
I'm gonna throw my voice.
Oh shit, that's good. We'll do that next time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. Because when the camera dies or something like that, you're kind of like you're deflated.
Oh yeah.
Man, we've been doing this for a while. Why did this shit happen again? And you got to keep going. Show must go on.
With fishing,
The show must
the
go on.
one good thing, like, okay, so I was talking to somebody about this earlier. I was like, I'm getting really addicted to my phone, like so bad to where like I'll wake up in the morning. Okay, one, I tell everybody I don't have any
Don't be
time.
a zombie.
I tell everybody I don't have time. I don't have time for this. I don't have time for that. I wake up in the morning, I grab my phone, and I just start thumbing through Facebook. I'm not even really looking at it. I'm just thumbing
Yeah, I
through
do
it.
the same
You know?
thing sometimes.
And I
just
go
to mess around.
right to the bathroom.
It's
taking a
muscle
poop.
memory. Used to flick boogers. Might as well flick this phone screen.
Yeah, and it's taking. And then one time I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm not going to look at it this morning. I'm not going to, And so I put my phone aside and I went out and I was like, 10 minutes later, I was like, shit, I'm bored. I was like, and I was
What
like,
do I
I was like,
do?
I do have a ton of time. I just don't use it. I'm looking at my phone all the time. That was one good thing about like commercial fishing. It was like you were forced. At least, well, back then we didn't have smartphones when I was doing it.
Nah, I was gonna
But
say.
we still had like TV was
video
and
games
video
that
games
just came out. Yeah.
That stuff was like taking up my time at that age. I was like I was really a part of that. But it was like no distraction. It was like you were like living day by day. Like you woke up and you were effing hungry because you were out there pulling nets the whole day before.
So
And
that's why we do it. I mean, that's to just be out there, living out there, loving it. Just being away from everything.
Playing tummy sticks.
but you're like your view.
but
You're
negative.
like you're
Oh,
like
yeah.
you're like
I've
a
got
part of nature.
I've got the best office in the world
Oh
in the
yeah, it's,
summertime.
Oh, yeah.
it's amazing.
But they have been putting up cell towers, so we do have 4G in some places.
What's wrong with you, America? What's wrong with you? So
we
wait,
all have
but
to
a
be
lot-
connected,
so-
even when we're not
but
connected.
out there,
It's
like, you
kind of
said
the way it is.
You wake up and you look at. I mean, I kind of do the same thing. I wake up, check out Facebook. Out there, like I'm not compelled to do that, even on my
It's-
days
you'll
off. Like
check-
I'll wake up and I'll just
chill.
I don't care to.
Check the
to
news
look
once
at
a
it,
week,
you
see
know.
what's going on in the
Yeah,
world,
you know.
but it's
Actually,
you're
we like
still-
it to check out announcements, like see what the
Well,
next.
Oh yeah, in the
announcement
fishing
is.
in the
Yeah.
fishing world. Well,
Yeah.
when I just went to work for 3 weeks, I was gone, and I had no internet, no cell phone, no nothing, and
It's kind of
I
nice,
did.
Right?
I had my hard drives. I
So you had your movies.
I brought some TV shows and some movies with me because if I wouldn't have those, I probably would have lost
porn.
my shit. Because at night, I like to relax.
it's a big on the boat.
Actually, I don't have any
Yeah.
porn.
Porn's just tasteless.
I just let my imagination run wild. So,
Porn,
yeah.
yeah, we know how you sailors are, but
disgusting.
that's just not. It's
But-
just
Well,
not
no,
what
it's not on
what-
the boat either.
but I
It's
came
just-
home-
I assumed it's titties.
bull crap.
so
It
there
ain't
was-
on the
Well,
boat. It's
I
a
know, right?
boat.
Well, I came home. I just today cleaned out my email from all that time ago. I didn't even really pay attention. Didn't even phase me. Facebook has never really been a thing for me.
It needs to
So-
be, so I can get off that damn thing.
I'm on it. I do my thing there for us, but like my personal page, I'm like, bleh. Share
So-
a memory every now and again just because it says to.
What's more frustrating, captains will check it, once in a while, or we're doing our thing, whatever. But it's as soon as you get cell coverage, the deckhands,
Oh
That's
God,
they go to
Yeah,
they go to
it's
shit.
horrible, yeah.
It's-
Yeah, I bet.
you can't get them to do anything.
There's
It's-
some
sounds like
I guess
teenagers.
a lot of them are,
Yeah,
they're it's early
it's
20s.
babysitting.
They're
It's 3
20,
months of
21,
babysitting.
22, and they grew up. I mean, we're on the cusp. I mean, I'm 34, and so we're like on the cusp.
You guys are all the same age then, right?
You had time in your life.
31.
You had time in your life, all of you, and
Yeah.
especially him and I, where that wasn't an issue.
There was
There was no
such-
internet.
Yeah,
at least for us. I remember a life where there was no internet.
Yeah.
Dude, I got a calculator
Well,
watch when I was a kid, and I was like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
I can fucking math."
And I'm
lucky son of a
glad.
bitch.
I'm
That was
glad.
it.
I'm
Well-
glad to say that.
And like both him and I, like we grew up fishing with our dads. Excuse me. So
I should say so, sir.
Are your dad's friends?
like
Did they start fishing kind of alongside each other?
So Morgan's dad
Yeah, a
was
little bit.
fishing long before, or my dad was fishing in a different area, and then came in late in the game. I think 92, and that was the first year that I was out on the boat.
yeah.
Going into second grade.
God, what an experience! At
That's
second grade,
Wait, what
yeah.
year? 92?
Yeah.
That was like my third year. I was 11 or 12. Yeah.
how old were you?
Holy crap.
I was going into second grade.
That doesn't give me an age, jackass. Ask me to.
Eight.
Second grade's like
Is it 8?
Yeah. I don't.
So yeah, that was like 16. Well,
I don't even know what grade my kids are in.
Because you're what, 31?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like
31.
I was in my teens, easy.
Aren't you?
I
Yeah,
was probably
Not
actually
until December.
close to the end of when I
I
stopped.
was like 12 or 13.
Yeah, I stopped. I started at 12 and ended at like 16, 17 years old.
Alaskan child labor.
Oh my God. Are you kidding? Yeah.
Yeah,
So what do we get for a percentage?
You get a new bike.
You get
you get Jack and
food.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to feed you.
Yeah.
Here's some food.
My dad actually paid me, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't.
Oh,
when I
yeah.
was starting out, it was like 3% or 4%, and then
I got
But
paid.
he like as I got older and got better, like he paid me.
He compensated
full,
you?
Yeah, full crew shares, and
By the time you were what age?
well, I started
No, I mean when you started getting full share.
14.
14? That's
Yeah,
not bad
so
for
I
a
was-
kid, man. That's freaking good. What'd you do with all that, Jack?
Well, it wasn't that great
He's
back
a fisherman.
when I was
He's a
14.
fisherman, so
like-
he spent it.
yeah,
That's what we do.
Yeah.
but back when I was 14, I mean the fishing wasn't that great. I mean the price was down.
So when you were
fishing
18, you probably had your own car first from all your friends, huh?
yeah, well, all that stuff I bought myself.
But that's
my
what I'm
car, my
saying, yeah.
clothes, everything like that.
Yeah, but I mean you can afford it when you're a kid.
yeah,
Man, I don't know. I see you're really responsible. Even at 17, I didn't drive until I was 18. Did you know that? You probably didn't know that.
I drove, but I didn't actually get my driver's license till I was 21.
But if I had the
Oh, wow.
money, I don't even think I would have spent it on a vehicle, or even I would have bought video games.
At that age, at
And
that
soda.
age, I was
I was still video gaming.
I was a party animal.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, dude.
Well, I
was-
say sodas, but it wasn't really sodas. It
I
was
would,
a-
I would like to say I
2000
spent a lot of money on my video games, which I actually did, but it was mostly like,
back then,
take
video
my
games
allowance
were
and-
$30, $25.
oh, let's get a bag, let's get a fifth, let's
2001,
delinquents.
700 RMK.
What?
2001, 700 RMK.
Yeah, there
is
you
what
go.
my fishing money
Ugh.
went to in high school.
Jesus. I was so
What's
bad.
really
I
funny
I
about
apparently
that
was the
is-
bad kid.
is like growing. I mean, I don't know about him, but like I knew I wanted to fish. Like after a certain point, like I wanted to do it
Your own
for
boat.
for the rest of my life. And if I was smarter, I mean, young, and I mean, I fished for my dad into my 20s, and there was one point where the permits, because the permits are limited entry, and so they're not set price every year. Like they fluctuate with how well the industry's doing. Yeah, thank you. And at one point, I think you can get them for $30,000 or $40,000.
They were down to $12,000 or $14,000.
No, I don't-
Year
was
two-
it
yeah,
$12,000?
I don't think it was that
It's on the
low.
state's website. The year 2000.
Oh,
they were
I've never seen it that
For
low,
a
but-
seining permit?
Yeah,
Holy
and it's a one-time
shit.
payout. And right now, I mean, they actually lowered, but right now they're
150,000.
Right now.
150. Yeah,
See, this is
Wait, 2000 to now.
2001 or 2002 or something.
And
like
they
that.
were actually
So
up over 200 at some point.
Yeah, and I didn't. And
Man.
at the time, I was like, "Oh, I don't have enough money to buy something like that." Even at I didn't see any that low, but it was like 25 to 30,000. I'm like, "Oh, I can't do that. I don't have enough money." But if I was smart, I still could have I could have went out and got a loan for it and paid the
by the time.
loan every year, because it would have been like $3,000 a year. I mean,
So
that would've
what's
been fine, but
Is it
smart
justified?
enough and
Right.
blew all my money.
Where's all that money going to? Where's all the money that you guys are paying on licenses and all that other stuff? Because it seems to me it's a little steep. It seems like someone's taking advantage of somebody.
So
And
it's not though. It's
limited entry.
When the state took over management of the fisheries, some of the fisheries, salmon specifically, they went to limited entry. So the people that had a proven catch history were given a permit so that they could fish, and the people that didn't meet the threshold didn't get the permit. So those permits became assets, and so they're up for sale on the free market as people want to sell them, and so
you can turn around and sell your permit.
Yeah, I could sell my
So
permit.
what's the limit?
There's no limit.
No, what's the limit on permits?
In Prince William Sound, it's 264.
Is it that much? Or those 250?
250. There, it's
Something like
mid
that.
200s.
Yeah, that's crazy. And does it go up? It fluctuates.
So that number is fixed.
It can't go down unless
can.
people lose a license and then they cut it off there. How
Well,
does that
so
happen? They kick people out of the club.
You're out of my fishing club, you jackass.
No, the permits, it's run by the state. So that number is fixed. There's been talk of doing a buyback of permits.
Which is what we really need to do.
Southeast has done that.
Well, who's going to be down with that?
So
if the price is right.
All the fish.
Basically,
Whoa.
the fishermen would get a loan to buy back the permits. They do a reverse auction.
Yeah.
And so they would buy people that want to get out of their permits. They'd sell them, and then the fleet would just buy them, and the state would dissolve them. So
Where's all that money go?
So you buy it back, and so that limited entry goes from 250.
So that money
down
would
to
go
like
to the
200 or 210.
So that money would go to the people that own those permits. Those permits would then disappear.
Yeah.
Huh.
So if someone wants to get into the fishery, they have to buy a permit. They have to drop down. Right now, it's $150,000. That's going to a private individual to buy the permit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's crazy.
It's like buying a Maserati from someone.
So anybody can get into the business.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as you have the money to start.
If you have the money and the I guess you don't even have to have the knowledge.
You don't really.
But you're not going to make it very far.
You got to have the gut for it, though. You got to want it.
And the owner is always going to be the captain, because the captain's right.
Not necessarily.
Or do people actually
you can lease it out to people?
They
if
do.
You want. Yeah.
Okay.
It's not suggested just because
it doesn't seem like it'd be very lucrative.
No, it's not.
It's not very lucrative.
Huh.
This is a exhilarating podcast. Let's talk about Morgan. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen out on the water?
Oh shit! Maybe you can ask me that. Like there's like so much stuff that I know of that I can't think of one specific one. Like the craziest thing on the water, or like what a deckhand has done, or.
Wow.
I know.
I think he opened up to anything that happened on the water.
Well, one time I was sleeping in my bunk and Thomas came up.
I mean, have you ever had a moment where you were just like, oh, fuck me, I cannot believe I just saw that on my boat? Go.
Wait a second. So Thomas is walking by and you're like, oh my God.
Oh, fuck me.
I can't believe I just saw that.
I don't know if I went, hey, fuck me. I don't know if I threw that inflection on it that
You
point.
gotta get specific. No, for me, it's rough waters. I was in one rough water patch where it was like, I was scared. I was like, okay, so it was like I was down picking this net, right? And I heard Ricky sit up, and I sat up, and then the net was like, dong, and I was like, yeah, and I turned back, and he goes, look towards shore, and I looked towards shore, and it was like, all I saw was water, like a wall of water, and I was like, and then all of a sudden, I didn't see any water. We were on top of a swell. And I was like, and then the boat turned like this, and the captain, who was the owner of this one skiff, was like, yeah! And he was like, bring it!
Aren't they crazy?
And yeah, and I was...
We're all a little crazy.
And
Yeah,
I
no
was
shit.
grabbing to the front of this boat, and when we come down on this swell, it was just like... water all up, and he was like, yeah, bring it. And we did that all the way to shore, and I was so freaked out. I was like, I never want to go out again, is what I was thinking inside, but I didn't. I went out eventually. Anyways, so at the end of the season, I was hanging out with my dad. This was after the season was over. My dad was like, so did you have fun that one day when you guys were in some rough water or whatever? And I was like, yeah, how'd you hear about that? He goes, Richard was telling me, he was the captain. He goes, Richard was telling me, he goes, he was so scared. He goes, that's some of the worst swells he's been in. And I was like, oh my God.
Well, see, you can't show that. I mean,
Yeah,
as a
you
captain,
can't.
you can't show that. Like, I'm terrified because then, like, your crew's like, oh shit, like,
Yeah.
he's scared. Then what?
Yeah, right.
I thought
I'm about to
just
shit
ride it
myself.
out,
Yeah.
baby girl.
I've been fortunate.
Yeah.
I've been able to baby my boat. The worst I've been in is
Yeah.
probably 10 footers with the occasional 12 footer, but they were stacked up tight.
Boo.
Yeah.
Then where do you go?
So-
What do you do? Do you
so
go
I
behind
came-
an island or
I-
something?
I came around an island and it was
Trying to find
building.
one.
It was starting to hammer me.
Chop what? Sorry.
Oh, I said you try to find.
Oh, I
one,
thought you
try to
said
find
like a
something.
chop finder or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
And I knew it was time to turn around when I saw a wave break on the bow, and the boat started shedding my rub rail around the side. Wood was flying off the bow.
From water?
Yeah,
Yeah,
from,
wow,
from coming down
yeah.
on the waves, they were stacked
Wow.
up so hard, and so we turned it around.
You
And
know what's kind of interesting
actually,
is
that
like,
was one of my best days that season.
I've got a couple
found
I
some
can
fish
think
and-
of.
I've
They're
been
bigger
in-
boats though.
yeah, I've been in some not so bad stuff like what you were saying, but some of the worst weather because we take our boats around. Well, not anymore. We keep it in Valdez, but we used to keep our boats in Seward, and so we go into the Gulf
Mm-hmm.
and then go into Seward and Resurrection Bay. And some of the worst weather I've been in was Resurrection Bay. Like I was coming around, and it wasn't too bad in the Gulf, but I was hugging the mountain, so like the wind wasn't hitting me too bad. And then I come around the corner in Resurrection, and it's like just blowing right up there. And they were probably, I mean, they were probably like 6 footers, 7 footers. They weren't too bad, but they were really like just really tight. And there's a couple I came down on, and like I'm not kidding, like the water, like I had green water come up to like the middle part of my wheelhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I should.
And your wheelhouse is it's pretty high off the
probably
deck,
about.
right?
Yeah, I mean you're probably looking at 12 feet.
So the water splashed up 12
So it
feet.
like it was like splashing, and like it hit so hard that like my TV, I had a TV on and it like shut off, and like it was pretty rough. Like it was just, I mean,
Seas
just
were so rough they
slammed
knocked
us
your
in.
TV out.
So the
Yeah,
worst I've
yeah.
ever been in, I was actually a little kid at my dad's first boat.
Oh yeah.
We were coming around Gore Point, in between Homer and Seward.
Wait. I hope people realize by this point that you guys fish out of Alaska.
Well, I would hope so. We're an Alaska podcast.
I know, but like,
I hope that they know how to use maps
Yeah.
because they're throwing a lot of names
the,
out there.
The reason being is because people like just now we don't. I don't know. All right, so go ahead.
There's this little.
It's in Alaska.
There's a little invention
Segue.
called Google.
We're in Alaska.
If they want to know where Homer, Seward, or Gore Point is, I'm sure.
Okay.
Well, I think
The
Gore
internet
Point
could
was
tell
the
They could Google Earth
spot
that
they
shit.
didn't know about, but
Yeah, they could.
Gore Point's out in the Gulf.
It sticks out. You got to go out around it. It's particularly nasty when the weather's
Mhm.
bad.
Real bad.
And
How old were you? You're telling a story when you were a kid and your dad was in about like worst weather you've ever been in.
I was probably 3rd or 4th grade. And
You almost died in 3rd grade.
the only time I've actually ever been seasick.
A lot later than most of us.
And we got into some shit, and there was green water on the boat's windows.
What's
So-
that? Is that brushing the algae up from the bottom?
No, it's so when you're getting spray on the windows, it's white because it's
It's like a
bubbles.
foam.
Yeah.
coming
So
up.
But what's the green?
So if you have green water,
Green is
That-
solid
that means
water.
you're
like-
Sheets of
underwater.
water.
Oh.
Or like
it's
convalescing all up on
so
your shit.
The boat didn't have a top house, so we were down in the main cabin, but basically we were submarining through the waves. Yeah. And
You remember it?
oh yeah,
Like it was
I was
yesterday?
having fun. Something riding the waves.
Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
You're-
Yeah.
No
you're
shit,
like,
yeah.
I was having
your
fun.
dad's over there shitting himself.
Yeah.
Until I started.
We're gonna
throwing up.
die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
one of those. Wow, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And then if I had to do that with my son on the boat, I'd be
Oh yeah.
changing
It'd
the
be-
underwear.
One of my worst
Couple
trips,
minute-
there was
every
no
couple
green
minutes.
water submerging our boat, but I was going from, okay, so we started in Homer. We went across the Cook Inlet over to some
like Kamishak or something.
bay or some shit because we were doing studies for a Pebble Mine. Well, we were coming back, and the captain had said, yeah, well, we shouldn't, but we're going to because I know everybody wants to get home because there were 9 of us on this.
That's a smart reason to go out in
You
rough
can't
weather.
let emotion.
Yeah.
get
Oh,
away with
and
your
he
reason
did.
when
And
you're running a boat.
So yeah, we're going, and I was sitting. So there's the captain's chair, and then there's 2 like bench seats behind him with like on like a breakfast nook kind of thing. And I was sitting sideways with my back against the side of the boat, and there was a little handrail over there, and I got my feet on it. And the next thing I know, I'm standing up in this thing, looking down like, oh my god! And then boom, the opposite. I'm looking up at my feet. I mean, we were literally
Yeah, oh yeah.
like I cannot believe this thing didn't capsize. We did have water coming over, but it wasn't coming from the front. It was coming from the sides. And that was the scariest trip I had ever had. Because that dude wanted to go home, and we don't even really know why. Probably because we annoyed him. But
So back to
he almost killed us all.
Not worth your life.
No,
I would have told him to shut
At
his
first,
face.
it was fun. I was like, yeah, check this out, man. Yeah, whoa. Wait, what the shit? No, this is it, right?
after 3 waves, you're
Yeah,
over it.
Get control, bro.
So back to your original question, Poi Poi, about
I don't. What was the question? I've been drinking.
if it's like Deadliest Catch. So
Oh,
You guys,
I'm just bringing it back now.
come on.
Wait,
that
wait.
video we I did. There's no
You're bringing it
Deadliest Catch
full circle to
I
like the
am.
beginning of the podcast.
Yeah.
that was
Okay,
like 15.
there. We haven't even
30.
talked about waterboarding yet.
So where we
It's already been 55 minutes.
Has it really?
time
Damn.
flies. So where we
Holy
fish is very
fisherman
very
shit.
very calm, very flat.
Yeah. The rest of the state actually
me.
calls the Prince William Sound the pond.
I was gonna thought you
on
were saying.
Golden Pond.
I thought you were gonna say
Mm.
placid.
Well, they call it the
Lake
pond,
Placid.
and they make fun of us, but we
I
catch a lot of fish. So
I had
that's
a
okay.
deckhand. I think it was the first year I was running my own boat. He got in a couple days earlier than the other deckhands. I went to the airport, pick him up. We go back to the house. We're watching Deadliest Catch because it's
Do
airing.
you guys laugh?
It's airing right before the season.
Do you guys laugh? You guys sit there
You know,
and laugh
Like
at
everything,
it
I bet, in
sometime. Oh,
Alaska,
yeah.
as far as fish or anything, is
those guys,
judged on that show.
A lot of those boats actually take our fish in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
They come suck them out of our hold. And
Just to pretend.
Just they suck
yeah.
them out
to
of our hold
pretend that
again.
they got it.
Suck it out of our hold.
they're
Suck it out.
contracted by the canneries to take the fish to town.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they
they're-
have such big ships or whatever, so they have a lot of like extra.
Yeah, so I
extra
mean,
room.
our boats are
We-
packing 30 to 100,000 pounds. They can pack 400,000 pounds.
Yeah.
They take the fish from us, run them to town.
So they
Okay.
can take like up between 10 and 20 boats worth of fish, and then they haul all that into town.
So they act
for
like
us.
a
a
tender.
packer, yeah.
So do they-
tender
That's
packer.
literally we call them. Yeah.
Do they
tenders.
pay you right there?
No, we
They write
settle
out a
up.
ticket.
Yeah, we get a record of our catch, and then we settle up with the cannery.
And it's
when
all by
said and
weight,
done.
right?
Yeah, it's by
Yeah.
weight. So, but plus it's fishing, so it's going into the season. I like to watch Deadliest Catch just to kind of get the blood pumping, get me stoked about fishing again. So I pick my deckhand up at the airport. We go home, and we put on some Deadliest Catch, and
Just sounds like a bad idea.
so there was a big storm. He was like, is this like what we're gonna be doing? He was completely
Wait.
green.
It's his first time. He didn't say that.
completely green. He
Oh,
had
shit,
never done
11.
it before, and
I tell everyone that watches Deadliest Catch.
Yeah.
Oh, is
that's
it- that's
exactly
what all
that.
fishing in
is
Alaska
that what you do? So
Okay, all right.
I've
Keep-
asked that so many times.
Keep
Yeah.
going. I want to see
He
Eddie cry.
He asked me, and I look at him. I go, "These guys are pussies. Our water's bigger, and we're in smaller boats.
Yeah.
And his eyes were pie plates.
Oh yeah, I bet. Was he out? He's
My,
like, that's it. I'm done.
No, it was my now wife, girlfriend at the time. Jimmy, tell him what it's really like.
I'm sorry.
Women have to be nice.
There's a
about
bunch
it.
of
You're
rum
like,
and whores. Okay, is that what you want me to tell the kid?
But yeah, he was totally freaked out, and I had to tell him that no, we're on much calmer water. It's not we're different fish.
Just say
We're not-
rum and
gotta-
whores.
Yeah,
If you wanna
that'll be
get-
my
It's
new
not like
answer.
Deadliest Catch. Rum and whores, buddy. It's okay.
That'll be my new recruitment
You-
slogan.
Yeah.
That's when you
Yeah.
start
Hey,
singing
hey,
the
you wanna go
song.
fishing?
Rum and whores.
Rum and whores.
You start singing that song. We
Boats and
once
hoes.
Sounds like
Boats
rum
and
and
hoes.
whores.
Yeah.
You're like, we once were fishermen out on a boat without a sail, and then they discovered they could have sex with other males and having butt sex. Fishermen butt sex. Sodomy. Sodomy.
It's a catchy tune.
Yeah, I stole it from Family Guy. I just added some
That was
stuff
some
in
good
there.
Peter Griffin right there.
Yeah, it was.
Sodomy. You do a great Peter Griffin. Dude.
Sodomy.
Holy shit.
That is so obese.
Well, if you want, I mean, as far as good stories go, like we don't have too many years under our belts to have.
Has
great
anyone ever died
stories,
under your watch?
But, like, no.
All right.
Oh,
No,
to
but
have a bunch
I
of great
caught
stories
2
as a
whales
canon.
though.
But like our dads and the older guys, like
So
just
we
great.
have the wrong
his
generation
dad-
on.
His dad is, dude. He does the meanest shit.
We need
to
the
his crew
pre-70s
hands,
generation where no safety rules were
Yeah.
in place at all for anything ever.
pretty much. No, you gotta tell.
My,
Hey,
dad,
Jimmy.
my dad will be in town next week.
Would he?
Want a real
Oh,
guest
yeah.
on.
Let's have him on. You go,
you
hey,
gotta-
Jimmy, take a fucking swim.
Get out of the net, son. It's part of the initiation.
Yeah, home, you pussy.
So
You gotta tell him about the kid and the cod.
The Kid in the Cod.
Yeah, the Kid in the Cod.
Kid in the Cod.
Sounds like a shitty podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Kid in the Cod.
The Kid in the Cod.
I'm not remembering that, but so how our families actually got kind of close.
Okay.
Going back to some hardcore stuff back in the day.
Got pretty close with the hardcore stuff. Okay.
So it was
It's real
my
hardcore.
dad's second year of fishing, I think.
Taking a turn.
Was it
here.
only his second year?
First or second year.
Wait, I thought it was like 95 that happened.
So third year, whatever.
Okay.
So
We don't even know what year you started,
But
so.
Morgan's uncle.
You could just start making stuff up at this point. It's
This
all
is
Yeah.
true though. So Morgan's uncle used to fish as well, and unfortunately he got wrapped up in the deck winch, which is a pretty dangerous piece of equipment we use. It grabbed his arm, wrapped him around it, and almost took his arm
He
completely
almost ripped
off.
his arm off.
This is the net winch. Is that what you
The
said?
deck winch.
So what's the difference between the deck and the net winch?
So the deck winch is what's used to pull in the purse line for the bottom of the net.
Net winch.
Okay, so it's like
net
a-
winch will rub your knob.
I'll get you. It's for
Deck winch will
the.
kill you though.
It's for the net.
Yeah, it's
She ain't
a
fucking
piece
around.
of equipment.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
The, for
Well,
bringing the
basically
net
what
in.
it is like you got piece of steel and it's spinning at a slow rate, and you wrap your purse line around it
To help pull it
And
up,
then-
so you're not
and so
breaking
it's
your back.
pulling up, but you got, and this is old school way of doing it. We have a different way, but they wrap it around about 3 times so it pulls up, and that's how it does. So
Friction.
you got 3 loops on this hydraulically powered
So,
piece of steel.
so what you're saying is
like,
that's how it
equipment.
used to be, and that's how the
That's-
guy got his arm almost taken off. Was
Well,
When
yeah,
he was
used to
looping
be
it?
like
My
that,
uncle-
so he got stuck
Well,
in there.
he was going, and he was kind of being lazy. Instead of going all the way around, he was like kind of getting close to it and didn't
Oh,
think anything of it. And he got close to it, and he got his coat got caught in it. And as soon as he did that, he hit it away with his arm, and his arm instantly caught it. Like
Caught
as
that.
soon as it caught his arm, like boom, he got wrapped up, and then he flipped around 3 times. Yeah,
Mm.
Oh,
I mean,
who
and
stopped it?
the skiff man, the guy, one of the crew hands came in and stopped turned the valve off, and the only thing that was really holding on was the back of his arm there.
His try.
Yeah.
You're talking about the rest of it was ripped off.
Well, no, it wasn't ripped out. It was just tore up. Like,
Yeah.
that was the only thing that was really
Intact.
holding on. And
I'm really sorry the comedian
And-
because he didn't try. He did.
yeah, oh, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Ouch.
Got to lighten this thing up.
Yeah,
we went all
yeah.
morbid at the end. I mean, I
Well,
that
this
was
is
my
how-
question. I
this is how-
apologize for asking
This is how
that
our
shit now.
families actually really became good friends.
So my dad had a fast skiff and was in the area and brought him to the village where he
Yeah.
was able to get the medical attention, and so that's kind of how the
helicopter
our
came
families
in.
Okay.
kind of got to know each other.
He
So
kinda
tragedy,
helped.
tragedy brings
yeah,
Company.
Yeah.
what?
Ah,
Well, it's tragedy and comedy. I didn't think comedy was the right. It's
Yeah.
comradeship,
Camaraderie.
brotherhood,
Camaraderie.
Your mama.
So,
Yeah.
so should we lighten up into the whale story now?
Wait.
Sure, you gotta
everybody
wait.
loves
Tell,
whales.
Wait a second. There was nothing wrong with that story. It was actually awesome.
It was
Like
Yeah.
that.
It just
Well,
takes
he
Titty
helped.
to fuck
he
shit
hel-
up.
He helps.
Titty's like, well, that was depressing.
kinda
Screw you
helped
guys
save
and your
my-
stories. We're gonna be on such poo poo caca.
I didn't realize there was a silver lining at the end there. So my bad. My bad.
You pulled it out, Jimmy. You pulled it out.
No, I like the one your dad tells about the. They were cod fishing. And have you ever caught cod before? Any type of rockfish or anything like that?
Yes,
Like,
I have. Yes, cod and
So like,
rockfish.
you know how they have the little
And
spines or
yeah.
spikes on them?
oh, wait. Are you talking about like Irish Lord type?
Well, yeah. I mean, they're
Yeah.
like that, but it was just a
Or
normal
like any
pot
any
cod or-
rockfish that have spines on the
Yeah,
on
yeah,
their
yeah.
mouths.
Okay.
Well, they're kind of they're supposed to be poisonous. I mean, but
Are they?
No,
you can eat
well,
those.
they
they're not. So
yeah. You go ahead. Like it's your dad. Like
what my dad likes to do is when he gets a
Dude,
greenhorn on the boat,
Mhm.
It's so funny.
he tells
so
them
funny.
he tells them if these little brown rockfish come up in the net, stay away from them because they're super poisonous.
They will kill you.
Yeah,
If you get stuck, you've got 10 minutes to live. It's not even worth.
dude,
like-
and
like,
he's
we're
dead
not-
ass serious when he
We're
says
not.
this.
We're
to him.
not going to call the Coast Guard.
We'll just dump your body.
We're going to call your mom so you can tell her you love her and say goodbye. Like this
Yeah.
is in a safety
No,
orientation.
he didn't say that at first. Like the 2 kids, like they were buddies, and
Are
they
these-
came up, and like he told them this, and they're like, okay, and one day they were out there, and
Points
this
at a salmon.
cod
That's a
came up,
rockfish. Oh shit!
and the kid,
There's tons of them.
well, the kid,
Smacks him in the face with it.
the kid like poked himself on accident by
Oh really?
this rockfish, yeah, and he's like, oh shit, and he remembered what Greg said, his dad said,
Oh no.
and the kid was like,
It was the ultimate
freaking
placebo
out,
effect,
and
he started showing the symptoms that he was told he would
and he
exhibit.
freaked out.
He starts hyperventilating. His blood pressure
his buddy
spikes.
runs in and is like,
That's called
he's
panic.
like, Greg, he's like, he just poked himself. Like, what do we do, man? What do we do? And dude, straight faced, he looked at this kid. He's like,
Nice to know you.
man, he's like, you know what we need to do? He's like, I got my phone. He's like,
Barely.
you need to have him call his mother and say goodbye.
Oh,
Dude, straight face. His buddy,
He
like,
throws himself
started
down on the net,
crying,
like
he's
they're saying goodbye to each other.
literally, crying. I was like,
That is so
dude,
Awesome.
It was so
Yeah,
fucked up.
that's so
like,
awesome.
I was like, you didn't
That's old
stop
guy
it?
shit.
Like, yeah, but that's his
That's what
dad.
old guys do. It's
yeah,
amazing.
but you think about it, those kids will have stories for the rest of their lives to tell the children, their
This one
grandchildren.
time
they
I
were
got
crying like-
traumatized.
One time I started crying like a little bitch. I mean, I don't know.
This one time at fish camp.
Yeah.
Of course, they're going to turn the story around. They're going to say, I got,
My
yeah.
dickhole skipper.
and then they like cut off my
No,
hand.
Old skipper.
They're
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Oh, dude, I totally like. Usually it kills people, but
I
you know,
survived.
Like
my
I totally,
immune
I was like the
system,
one in
you
a
know.
million that survived.
Yeah.
So, boy, you set net.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
were a set net fisherman. Did you ever get the whole fish blood poisoning speech?
Yes.
Like, if you have an open cut and you get fish
With
blood
Gurry?
in there, you're gonna and they
You know
make
what-
this.
I
mean, it's
my sister got it.
things did happen
Yeah.
when but they made it seem so bad. And
I-
basically,
I
it was
had a
just swelling
deckhand.
of the joints that had.
I had
the
a
whole,
deckhand
you know
that
what
got
I mean?
fish poisoning in his
Oh, it's-
joints.
Did
He
he?
had to have emergency surgery on
Yeah.
his knee to get it scraped out. They
Oh
put
wow! I got
6
lucky then because
ounces
I always
of
thought it was a
fluid.
joke.
It
No.
was bad.
I thought it was just I thought it was like
No.
the stab with the fish
So,
thing. Yeah,
have you
'cause
heard
I didn't
of-
get hurt.
Gurry?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I tell say Gurry to people, they're like, what the hell is that? Well,
That's where all that nasty bacteria lives.
well,
that might-
yeah, and it's
gets my
like
deckhand
it's
sick.
fish blood and slime and rotten guts. Well, so we had a bunch of this stuff in the boat, and we had these two brothers that were on there. What are you guys looking at? This
I'm burping. I'm trying to keep it.
Oh, are
on
you?
the mic.
Okay, I was like, he keeps doing this. I'm like, what are you? Is there something over there I'm missing?
He's like, look how fucking pretty I am on this
Yeah,
live video
I
that
love it.
nobody's
Well,
watching.
I'm waiting for the likes and the hearts to float across the
I
bottom
know,
of the
there's
screen, and they're
none.
that's not going to happen.
whatsoever.
It's not going to happen. This
We
one.
have no viewers at all right now.
Yeah, we could probably stop it and it wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings.
Nah,
We'll-
whatever,
We'll
let it
probably
go.
delete it.
Let it go.
But so we had these two guys working, James and Miguel Gentry. I don't know if you know these guys at all. Maybe not. Anyways, they're out there fishing with us, and Miguel thought it would be funny to throw a bloated fish behind and prop it, and so he did. And his brother didn't know, and freaking rotten fish and gurry went out everywhere. And his brother starts screaming. And he started laughing. Ah! And this big old chunk of rotten fish and gurry land in his mouth, and he just starts yakking all over the place. And
he's gonna do it.
because
we might need to stop this
Yo,
line.
It's like you and poop,
can't-
dude.
Reason why-
It's
No.
like you and poop. Keep talking.
no, it's,
Keep talking.
no, all I gotta
that
say is,
happened. To
oh,
him.
did it? All I gotta say,
Something like that happened to him,
All I
and
gotta
now
say-
he can't.
like people say, there's this one
It's fucking
smell or
hilarious.
something that like really triggers
You
you.
want to get viewers? You're gonna get viewers.
Yeah.
in
Oh
a
yeah,
minute.
he's about to yak.
Because
Well, Poi Poi
that
does
is
not
one
like poop.
smell. That no, but gurry, like if I smelt that again, which I have, it makes me nauseous.
He's gonna go, man.
Yeah.
No,
No,
he's
he's just thinking about it.
he had
Rose petals.
Do you want to
vagina?
Do you want me to-
No,
you're good.
you know, like
You're
the
good.
male side
magic
of
wand.
the salmon, what they squirt out.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, he had that.
Puke.
You had the male side of the salmon squirting in your mouth.
No, it
Or
was
was it a chunk of dead?
it was a ghosty.
Oh shit!
Why do I not even know what that is?
I don't know what a
Okay,
ghosty
well,
is.
ghosty
fucking
is a rotten. I mean, rotten salmon. After they spawn,
Oh,
like,
they
just
turn
float.
white
yeah.
and their
So they
eyes
turn
like
white,
rot out of
yeah.
their head. Those salmon.
So
Yeah.
we have a
Ugh.
big pink
And it
run in
drops
Valdez in July, and that's
right
that's
in
what
his
we
mouth.
fish.
Like
And then we can fish there again in September for silvers.
Yeah.
it ghosted
all
him.
the dead pinks are still on the bottom,
Yeah.
and they look like cottage cheese, and they come
Yeah.
out of the block.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know.
cheese did it for me.
I was in 5th grade. I can pinpoint the memory. And,
It's traumatizing.
I was told don't look up, but all I heard was look up.
Oh.
Are you the kid that go heads?
yeah, that was him.
You're supposed to go like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a nuclear fucking attack in the 50s.
But can you imagine that? Like, have you ever like smelled those just rotten
Yes.
fish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like it's just rank. Like imagine that
You know what really
Why
blows
are we
my
still
mind?
talking
in your
about
Okay.
mouth.
But you know what really blows my mind is that the
That's why we're still talking about
the
it.
number of people in America who have no idea or who will never experience anything of what we're talking about. Period. And
Oh,
the
no,
only
it's-
reason it's insane. People who are living in just the middle of the cities, of
The urban.
I was
Urban
saying
lifestyle,
suburban and urban at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, because they're
But
Suburban.
Well, suburban
because suburbs to them aren't like suburbs to us.
Oh,
we
no,
drive
like-
what, an hour, and we're
in the middle of nowhere. No, we
Yeah, that's-
30
we
minutes.
we
30
ghosted.
minutes. You off the grid. No service.
no. Yeah, that's actually no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went and took my daughter out grouse hunting.
I saw the pictures of that.
Yeah.
You finally got her out hunting, huh?
Yeah, well, no, we went last year and nothing. And she's like, I want to go kill a moose. Anything she sees, she
good
wants
for
to
her.
kill it.
She say it like
She's 9 years old.
Uncle Titty's not coming over for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
I want to hunt him. He's fat as shit.
she go. Yeah, it was funny. We were chilling one time. She goes, Dad, you can hunt any animal, right?
Thanks,
I said, yeah.
Jimmy.
She says, except for humans, unless they come to your house, and you can kill them.
Yeah, then it's
So
okay.
I was like, yeah, then it's okay.
So I was at this place called. I actually will not say what it's called, but it was a lake,
got one more.
and they had this
what?
red run that would come in, and the ghost fish that you guys are talking about. You're talking about them being dead at the bottom of the lake. I actually got to see that whole
Dead
process.
and rotten.
Well, they come in, then they turn red and pink and all that because they spawned out, and then they would circle around this dock at this place I was at, and you watched them over the course of a month go from like, and they were just literally these white dead things that, and their tail just kind of would flick every now and again, just to
Yeah.
keep them moving. Yeah, and then they end up being the
Thank-
slurry, chummy,
Thank God that doesn't
Cottage
happen to us when we have
cheese.
sex.
delicious.
Ugh.
Whoa.
It's just cottage cheese, baby.
Yeah.
You're probing it now, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're trying to get me to go.
Come on, buddy.
Well,
You want me to? I will.
No, I
That's
don't
what
want.
you need.
No.
do you hunt?
Hell no.
Yes, I do.
What normally for? Boo or
Caribou, moose.
doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
You going next year?
Trying to
Got
fill the
an-
freezer.
Got a nice moose last year, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going for caribou for my first time ever, and I'm
Oh, no
really
kidding.
old for that.
For
next year.
This year or next year?
Next year.
Are you
I
gonna do
can't.
the tier 1 tag?
Yep.
That's I did the tier 1 tag this year, and
How'd you do?
filled it. Got a nice young
Did
cow.
you?
Yep.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Not a lot of meat, but she's tasty.
Nah.
You know what's hilarious?
Our
tasty.
audience member actually put me onto the spot.
I
so-
believe he said you're
Nice.
welcome.
Yes. Thank you, Cooney.
a buddy of mine, a couple weeks ago went caribou hunting on a bike. And
What?
he was boo hunting
bicycle?
he had shorts.
Bicycle?
He had shorts and a t-shirt
A
on,
bike or a bicycle?
a gun strapped on his back, and his rifle strapped on his back on a bicycle.
Where the hell was
I don't
it? Like,
even know. I have pictures of it. I have
So
I feel like this is
So
made up.
there's an area up on the Denali Highway for this same hunt you're talking about that you can't take 4-wheelers. There's no motorized hunting.
No. This wasn't the case. The reason why he had a bike is because his buddy didn't have a 4-wheeler. This was literally probably like 2-3 hours or an hour or two away from us. So he takes this bicycle up and they see this
To
nice
outrun
size
his
boo,
buddy?
and he's like, I'm going to shoot. And this is his first time in Alaska shooting anything. And he stands up with his rifle. This thing is so far away. It looks like a dot, right? He's standing, props his gun up on his arm, and it's firing. And he's like taking multiple shots.
Why am I missing this?
Yeah, and the guy that was with him,
be sighted in.
a mutual buddy with us with him, was just laughing his butt off. He's like, "You probably should lay down and prop that thing up and try to actually hit it."
Also, you might want to get a little closer.
Yeah, a little closer.
Miles
that
away.
could help.
Hitting, geez.
If you've shot at it 4 times and it hasn't moved yet,
Yeah.
But
get closer.
Even for an animal to be a few hundred yards out, to stand and prop it up on your arm to try to fire is it doesn't.
Why didn't he use the bike?
Hey, anything more than pretty much 60 to 80 yards, you want to prop that up.
Right, yeah. So he so they're like, well,
You just want to run at it
he's
with
like-
a bayonet on the front of your gun.
yeah. He's like, screw it. So the next day,
Fix bayonets and charge.
So the next day they go out again because, of course, he missed that one, and he got himself a caribou
Nice.
on his
With the
bicycle.
same
On a bike.
shitty technique, though?
With his bicycle. Unfortunately, the thing was like the size of a small Labrador. He propped that thing up on his back and rode it out on his bike.
Oh.
I mean, it was like, he goes, but it was the best damn tasting caribou I've ever had. I said, yeah, because it's
caribou-
veal.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, because you just ate an infant.
the other white meat.
You just ate an infant, you sicko. A Labradoodle.
Labraboo.
Labraboo.
A caraboodle.
Terrible. Ah, there you go.
It's hypoallergenic. My kids love it. They can eat it all day. No snivels.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, shit.
That's awesome.
Well,
What are we at?
what do we want to do? We're at,
I don't know.
we're an hour and 14.
Holy cow.
Wow.
You know what we need
We're
to
having
do?
fun.
I want to
What
have
do
you
we
guys.
need to
I want to have you guys on again, of course. But
we're
start
awesome.
drinking way
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 sooner.
earlier.
Yeah, there you go.
because the conversation started getting great at about 55 minutes. I was like,
Wait,
Oh, this is getting
Thi-
really
Yeah.
good.
this is the first show in a long time that I can remember not being blacked out at. So tomorrow I'll actually remember this conversation.
Oh, there
whereas
you go.
last couple of shows I was like,
I'm moving
I
into
woke up and I was
blackout.
like,
Alternatively,
What
we
the
could
hell
just
happened?
keep going for another 45 minutes and then just
Edit it
and
all.
no,
cut it and
edit it
fill
because then we
5
make
minutes.
Poi Poi's video editing
you know what we could
a
do?
living hell.
We can stop everything, transfer everything, and then start up again. Or we can call it good and hey, you know what?
We can
Life
say, we can say
We
fuck
could do
it,
a
keep
part
drinking.
life happens. Life
We haven't-
happens, and
We haven't told enough stories by any means.
we'll have you guys
Didn't
on.
even get to the waterboarding thing. I was
I
so
know.
excited about the
Yeah,
waterboarding.
But we'll have you
story.
guys on again, and it doesn't matter. We're just going to start at 6:00 drinking, and then at 8:00 we'll start recording.
There you go.
Now we
There
know
you
the parameters of the recording.
we so our wives and friends, Jimmy, and we're gonna have to get Crystal involved too. All of them need to have a girls' night out. That way we can do that because you know what's gonna happen to me.
Oh, wait. So the
you.
girls have to have a night out for you.
Sort of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I could have a guy's night out no matter what. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Well, I don't have that kind of freedom.
No, it's
apparently.
not freedom. It's hate. She hates me. She says, "You stay. Why are you back so soon?"
Hey,
My wife's like, "Why you gone so long? Where you been?" In the garage.
Why?
Yeah. My wife's like, Ricky's time. I'm going to
if
bed.
we want to have a girls' night out, then Poi Poi, your kid's old enough to babysit yet?
Yep.
All right.
There we go.
Problem solved.
Done.
If you are okay with a 13-and-a-half-year-old, because she does babysit. But
Yeah,
Half.
I'm good.
Well, it's a good thing we didn't talk about waterboarding on this episode.
yeah, my daughter likes to mess around with waterboarding as well. So
Yeah.
so they
That's a
should get
hobby.
along. They should get along.
Get him started
That's
young.
awesome.
That's what I say.
Make
Your
them lungs
dad enjoys
strong.
this.
America.
It's only a 20-ounce Nalgene.
Only in America where kids have hobbies with
Waterboarding. Dude,
Not to
Can I
mention
learn how to waterboard?
under
now?
the fingernail poking and straight fingernail pulling.
but I'm telling you, to be honest, like I think we're the lucky. You guys are the luckiest guys in the world. Like to a degree, to be able to have your dads like shuttle you off into this like totally awesome experience that hardly anybody gets to experience ever. Like I was born and raised up here. Titty was born. My dad was kind of a
I feel like I need a cigarette right now.
yeah. But
To have your dad around.
yeah.
Unfortunately, my dad was an asshole.
To be there actually after you were born.
So a lot of the guys that fish,
Raised by hookers.
a lot of the guys that
blow.
fish, they
In
grew
a
up,
whorehouse.
a lot of guys grew up doing it, as kids.
And the
or whatever.
bartender, Tommy, we called him Nubs. He only had like 2 fingers.
He was pretty gentle.
That's also common in the fishing industry.
Being
Nubs are
gentle,
gentle
or
love.
nubs, yeah.
Missing digits.
Missing digits. That is true.
But there are guys that get into it because they love it and they want to do it, and they
Yeah.
they didn't have the family ties or whatever. So
Most young people nowadays are like sons of fishermen. Like I'm a 3rd generation fisherman, and
Well, it's good to see that carry on. It really is.
Yeah.
Because you don't
And
want it to be like, oh, I did it and I
but
didn't have any
my
fun.
dad never pushed it on me. Like he was like, you can do whatever you want, and I'm like,
You're like,
"Kidding?
I
This
want to
is
be a girl.
badass."
Oh, shit.
God damn it. Morgan, not again.
I know you.
That's why I told you have an outie.
Get that, get that fucking dress off.
I know you got a girl's name Morgan, but that has nothing to do with.
Ambiguous there.
So
I do have a question.
The zinger of the night. There. that was it.
Here's the line. Boom. Over.
Yeah.
And
Just kidding, bro. Just kidding, bro. I'm married. I'm married. Back up.
If you weren't though, wink.
Wink, Morgan.
And the nudge.
You notice he hasn't messed his hair up with those headphones all night.
All night.
He's trying to keep it fresh for you.
Just for you.
But I really do, and I feel like I'm starting late because I'm 30. How old am I? 37. And I still.
You're old.
Are
you that old?
It's old. I've big gamed hunt with
Mr. 40 over here.
with family.
Yeah.
Well, I knew that one.
With family, but like I wasn't actually hunting. I was just with them.
Drinking beers.
That's
No,
fine,
I was
dude.
underage,
As
but-
long as you're like starting it into it, I mean, that's cool though.
Yeah, but I feel like I got kind of like a little bit of a man card because of the set netting, but still a set netting. You know what I mean?
But dude, I mean, I have the same
not
thing,
quite
and it
enough.
feels pretty good when they're like, "Oh, what did you do when you were a kid?" You're like, "I was fucking set netter."
No, you know what you
It
do there? You
demands
just I was a commercial.
You just got to
fisherman.
do the long, dramatic.
Well, I'm actually impressed at the age of you guys when you were doing it. That was... Didn't expect that. I was thinking like 17, 18, 19.
No, I started
16.
at 12. I started at 12.
No, mine was 16.
12 and 16.
Nice.
That's,
Yeah.
You guys got broken in early.
Yeah,
then-
almost-
then-
and we talked about it once before. I almost died twice within like the first 2 or 3 years.
Wait
I
a
was
second.
there.
So tell us your first one over again, because
That one again.
the only reason why is because you like all you said was like I was like okay, tell the second one then. Tell the second one.
The second one's actually lame.
Okay, I don't want to hear it then. All right, so we're almost at. No, I'm
Tell
just
the
joking.
third one.
JK.
Show my nipples. That's the show theme. The first one, I'll go over it again.
Well, because I cut you off last time, and I was like, shit, I cut him off.
So set netters, we have what is like a
And have a good night. I'm just joking.
no, we should just end it that
This has
way.
been BreakFace with tittie.n.poypoy.
Fucking break face. That's it. That's all you get. We were a mile out one time in this thing with this net. And all these people were there.
Saving for episode 2.
Yeah, episode Fishy 2.
Part 2 of the fishing
That's
series.
awesome.
Yeah, I almost died. Go back to episode
I was dying.
29.
No. So do you want to tell it, or do you want me to cut it off right there?
I don't know.
That's how you're gonna end it right there.
I could end it.
Yeah.
So I was on this
even
boat.
edit it like that and just boom.
I'm not
Set
editing.
netters,
Takes
set
too much
netters
time.
can only
I guess
go a
just
mile
happen.
out, and they actually anchor buoys to the ocean floor, and they swing nets in and out. They connect nets to those. I think they have 12 to 15 fathoms deep or some shit like that. And then you swing them back and forth. Anyway, when you're done picking your fish and you sit on your net, you would pull the cork line over the bow. The cork line is what holds the net above the water, and then you have a lead line. Well, I was young and stupid, so I grabbed the cork line, pulled it up over the bow, and I, it was pulled back a little way, so I stepped over it and got between the bow and
You
the
got
cork
in the
line.
bite.
Oh.
Yeah,
I got in there.
You don't get in the bite.
You don't get in the bite.
And as soon as a big swell came in because we were sitting on it just waiting, and the boat went one way, the net went the other way. It took me down, and I fell upside down into the net, got wrapped up in the net upside down, and luckily for me, the captain of the skiff was able to cover the 18 feet from where he was. He was sitting on the, I think it's called the gunwale.
The gunnel.
Gunnel, thank you. Hey, shut up, fucker. It's been a while.
Phonetically, it was correct.
no, that's why I was
That is
laughing
true, yeah.
because the way you broke it out in your mind, it was like I could
Gun whale.
Yeah, gunwale, whatever.
gun.
Anyway, he was sitting back there by the motor. Fuck you.
I wasn't a jab at you.
He jumped across the whole skiff, and he ended up grabbing like, I don't know, a strap on my fucking waders or something, and
He grabbed a strap on.
Strap on.
on my waders.
He was like,
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
titty where I want.
yeah, right.
Time to
Upside down and drowning.
Strap on.
I'm raping the fuck out of this kid.
I don't even gotta. You're like. He's like. I don't even have to choke this one. He's choking out. He's choking.
What was that
himself.
shit you were saying? The dead fish were at the bottom.
He's gonna be that by the time I'm done fucking him.
You won't be able to tell me from him.
He's gonna be a ghosty.
Yeah, I'm a ghosty.
Oh, shit.
So anyway, he managed to grab my foot, and he ended up cutting me out of the net and pulling me in. And yeah, he saved my life. He was spewing up some Cook Inlet silt water for a while.
Salt
I
water.
was laid up in bed for like a week and a half. It was pretty nasty.
See, yeah, and
We're glad you survived.
Speaking of strap-ons.
so what I'm, but what I'm like,
I'm a
kind of
survivor.
concerned about is that your captain wasn't looking at you going,
Yeah,
you need
like-
to get on the other side
yeah,
of that net.
like why did he
because
look
like
at you and be like, why are you
He
in
was
the bite?
actually looking.
Dingus?
He was.
how, and you were how old?
It was my second year, so I was like 13. on the cusp of a ripe 14.
Was this a family member
No, I was 13.
that you were
So you had-
fishing
No.
with?
3 pubes
Who-
at that time.
Maybe 4.
I
Well,
never.
3 and a half.
I never.
Wait,
like,
I'm sorry. Like who? Like if it's not a family member, who hires like a 13-year-old to go
So my
out
mom,
on the water by yourself?
my mom was dating a gentleman who was a commercial fisherman, and the first summer he said, "Hey,
That's
I'll-
why. That's why. That's why.
I'll be
hey,
your dad.
let me lend me a
He
kid
tried.
for a summer.
He tried. He was a good
I'm
dude.
gonna put
and
him
he-
to work.
He thought it would be a good idea to bring me out. You know, he had the experience basically.
Don't
you
tell your
guys had
mother
had.
about this.
He was trying to be a father
Bite
figure to
down.
me.
I can respect that. It's
He tried, but my second year,
if you do it right, it's a good way to raise kids
Yeah.
to learn hard work and make a few bucks.
It was a great experience, wasn't it?
it was. I wouldn't give it back.
Where'd you fish off of? Clam Gulch. The Clam Gulch is where I was at. So
Probably
we had that
Cook
huge
Inlet.
bluff.
Kasilov,
K Beach.
Yeah, Cook
North
Inlet.
Beach.
Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You basically drive through Kenai until there's no road anymore, hit the beach, and then drive up the beach 25 miles, I believe.
Oh
That's how
damn.
far we were up
You
there.
were way up there.
Way up there, yeah.
Weed.
Wait, like in Clam Gulch, you know Clam Gulch on the way your way to Homer. They own property right there, off the main road. And every year, we had to load up everything and take it on the road and drive down onto the beach, down under the bluff, and that was the scariest thing in the world. Because like, the roads aren't made for that stuff. Like those little off trails that you're going to go to the beach, and we're like hauling boats and
down
trailers.
like the little sloughs. Like
Yeah.
There's little cut banks that
Yeah.
you drive down.
And that's what they were. They were taking like they had huge, heavy equipment that was pulling this stuff down there, and it was just
Yeah, they're using like not even bobcats, like bigger.
bigger than that.
Like D9s.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yes. And we stayed in a cabin that was like up on stilts that was up against the bluff, and sometimes it was like, well, we're not getting out today. I mean, it was like
Holy shit.
yeah, it was like the water was coming right up to the bluff, and
Jeez.
the crew cabin was up high. Of course, they were in a nicer little trailer that they drugged down in there that had power and all the other stuff.
So
but-
they're watching movies.
The,
while
all
you
the
guys
all the
Yeah.
accoutrement.
You guys are jerking each other off. and
Yeah.
they're,
no, there's a lot of
Doing
there's
the
a-
double duck.
Watching their porno through their windows.
at that age
Yeah,
there was
this
a
is
lot
so
of
good.
fighting. There's a lot of fighting. It was actually kind of a really hard time for me because
Hey,
it was like the first time I was ever away from my family, which was weird. Well, actually, I think it was 15 is actually when I went because I went to Job Corps 16, so it was like 14 or 15 is when I went. But it was like the
Job
first
Corps.
time. Screw that place.
Next week on Therapy Couch with tittie.n.poypoy.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, it was horrible.
I want you to tell me about your childhood.
But first, breathe into this rag.
Have some water.
We're
We
way
didn't even
over.
get into that yet. We're way over.
I can't. Okay, we gotta
Hour and
go.
a half.
We gotta go.
All right, break face. Fuck
Hey.
off.
Later.